Excuse us. He's Brad Thomas and I'm Brian Skirk, and this is the final Monmouth Park blog of 2010. Before we get going, I just wanted to say a special thank you to all of you guys out there who've been reading the blog ever since we started way back in May. I really hope we succeeded in our goals of not only entertaining you guys, but informing you as well. Brad, this summer Monmouth Park looked very different. Big purses, even bigger handles, even Garrett Gomez. What were your overall impressions of the meet?
Well, Brian, any business is all about product quality. I thought the condensed schedule and the higher purses made for very, very good betting. Indeed, on many days, I truly thought the Monmouth card was the best betting card in the entire country. Now it's all about us building on that success to create a solid foundation for the long-term future of racing in New Jersey. But switching gears a bit, you mentioned Garrett Gomez. Well, the Garrett Gomez I saw riding here was not the jockey I saw just fighting through pain on the Breeders' Cup cars and just performing super fantastically. Local riders, though, during the course of the day-to-day meet at Monmouth Park, like Paco Lopez, Elvis Trujillo, Joe Bravo, Eddie Castro, and many others, really did themselves proud all season long by bringing their A-plus game every single day.
Yeah, for me, the thing I'll remember about this meet is just how proud it made me. I mean, I came to work each day knowing that I was a part of the biggest meet in the country. I mean, everywhere you look, Monmouth Park was everywhere. Rachel Alexandra was running here. The Wives races made news around the world. The Hasell was on ABC. It just felt really good to be part of something so special.
Now, Brian, speaking of special, Rachel Alexandra's 2009 Hasell was really one for the ages, and she returned to the scene of that score this year in the Ladies' Secret.
Yeah, another draw of the Elite Summer meet. Rachel came back for the Ladies' Secret Stakes. It's great to have her back, and just the buzz that she brought to the crowd. You know, there were kids around the paddock all day. Calvin Burrell was just a superstar that he is, signing autographs, being really accommodating. On the track might not have been the most stylish of wins for her, but she got the job done.
She was all out to beat Queen Martha, who didn't really do much afterwards, and Rachel did lug in a bit during the stretch. She just overall lacked the explosiveness of the 2009 version, but still she was pretty good. That's a lot of people kind of talk about her like she wasn't any good. That's not true. She was a grade 1 filly. She put away life at 10 in a cutthroat duel going a mile and a quarter in the personal ensign at Saratoga. Still held for second persistently. The horse who beat her was all out to get her in that race. That was a stupendous effort. But she had a super aggressive 2009 campaign, gave everything she had. She paid the price for that in 2010, and I kind of liken her to Muhammad Ali, one of my all-time favorite athletes. Now, you look at him and people say, oh, poor Muhammad Ali, look at how he is physically. But if you asked Mr. Ali right now if he would have sacrificed his fantastic career, what he did, what he accomplished for the sake of maybe better health right now, he would have said, no way, I did what I wanted to do, and that's just the price I paid.
Correct. This year's Haskell Brad was widely praised as one of the best ever. We had the 1-2 finishers in the Derby and the Preakness in the end. Looking at Lucky was way in front. What are your thoughts on Haskell Day?
Well, I love the added new shooter factor in that race. That's what makes the Hasell really, really good. When you have the established stars from the Triple Crown, but then they meet the new shooter too. Is he really good enough to beat them? That new shooter this year was Trap Shot, and he finished a superb second. When it's that blend of established talent and newcomers, that's what makes the race special, and it really was. Looking at Lucky verified himself to me as the top of the 3-year-old class with that race. He moved forward on his 2-year-old and early season 3-year-old form. There were many glitches in his training schedule all year too. Let's give him credit for performing well all season long despite having a stop-start training regimen for much of the year. It's really too bad he's retired. I think he could have been a really super 4-year-old if he was able to maintain the schedule. I hate the mixed messages in horse racing now. We talk about we need these stars to keep running. We need these stars to keep running. We don't have enough opportunities for sires because of the way the whole industry is contracted, yet we still see these horses retired before their time. It's just too bad.
Yeah, Haskell Day, 2010 just solidified why it's our greatest day of the year. I just thought it was a great day looking at Lucky Dominant, all the buzz we got for Super Saver, First Dude, and Icebox in there with looking at Lucky and the up-and-coming Trap Shot. Just made for a great race. I thought maybe the day's best race was the race right before the Haskell, Get Serious in the Oceanport Stakes. Setting the pace, was actually passed by Violent Sacre in the stretch, fought back along the rail to win. Just a great race there, and then looking at Lucky, obviously, very dominant. Lots of buzz, lots of superstars, and a great Haskell Day.
Get Serious is monstrously game. That horse definitely deserves mention. But Brian, during most of the racing party in the last couple of years, you barely looked at Zenyatta. But all of a sudden, as she's getting ready to leave, she's putting on her coat, all of a sudden, you start to get smitten with her.
Yeah, I do feel bad about this one. I missed the boat the first couple years. Kind of fell into a little bit of peer pressure. She runs in California. She runs on the synthetic. She doesn't beat anyone. I was there to see her last year in the Breeders' Cup Classic. It was just a great performance. The best horses in the world. Why they weren't dirt horses, they were turf horses, you could argue. I mean, I think she was 14 for 14 at that point. If she wasn't unbelievable, she would have lost by then. Even considering her close margins for victory, she wouldn't have got her nose at the wire. This year I was on her bandwagon full-fledged. I thought her second in the Classic was by far her best race ever. Definitely one of the greatest races I've ever seen. And it's going to be sad next year without her around.
It just goes to show you have to give these girls a chance, find out their inner beauty. But Zenyatta, she was the closest thing I've ever seen to my all-time favorite, Forgo, the greatest horse I ever saw. Body size, body type, come from behind style. And Zenyatta was greater in defeat in the 2010 Breeders' Cup Classic than she ever was in victory. She was not diminished at all. In fact, she was enhanced. And the general public, it just doesn't get it. Because I've had people come up to me, oh, what happened to Zenyatta? She lost. She's not that good. Well, that disconnect with the general public not understanding why that defeat really established her greatness beyond any doubt. The inability of the public to understand that, I think, is a metaphor for the disconnect the public has with racing in general. 12 inches at the end of a mile and a quarter after the trip that she had cannot possibly knock a goddess like her off her pedestal. Until the general public gets why that race made her even greater and even better, we're going to have trouble growing this business.